It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Severe weather threat returns to the northern and central plains today, followed by severe weather and heavy rains and flash flooding threats further down the central plains tomorrow. More high-elevation snows are expected across the Pacific Northwest into the northern and central Rockies over the next few days. Warmer-than-average temperatures across the southern tier states into the Midwest and Mid-Atlantic, but cold and windy across the Northwest. Closer to home, warm and breezy conditions are expected for the next week, with tomorrow being the breeziest day. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. The U.S. Veterans Motorcycle Club and the Slate Riders proudly present the 6th annual Veteran Fundraiser to Combat Suicide, Live, Ride, Repeat. That's happening this Saturday, May 4th. Registrations at Liberty Cycles here in Alamogordo, $20 a rider. Cars are also welcome. If you have any questions, contact Liberty Cycles. This Thursday marks the National Day of Prayer. I spoke with Robert Gable, who shared what he and some others are doing in Chaparral.
We're going to set up the National Day of Prayer here in Chaparral. This will be the first time it's going to be happening here. And so we're pretty excited. We're going to be doing it 6 p.m. at Dolores Wright Park. That's located along Lisa Road in Chaparral, New Mexico.
You can hear the interview in full by visiting our station's YouTube channel. The Alamo Senior Center is gearing up for a dance for Mother's Day.
It is open to the public, and the tickets are only $10. We have music by Lenore. We'll have tea, sandwiches, and light refreshments and dessert. So it's going to be a really good time.
See the Alamo Senior Center Facebook page for more information. The Oliver Lee Memorial State Park is currently fixing up the house, but that doesn't mean you can't still visit. We spoke with Kate German.
We have the Oliver Lee Ranch House on site. We've got a really cool historic area, and it's undergoing renovation. So the inside of the house is closed, but we've had so many people asking that while we're in between phases of the renovations, we're doing guided tours where you at least get to walk around the house and learn about all of the history. Those tours are happening every Saturday at 10 a.m.
The Oliver Lee Memorial State Park is at 409 Dog Canyon Road, 505-660-7381 for more information. The City of Alamogordo announces that the City Profile newsletter that many of you receive in the mail, along with your water bill, will no longer be there. Due to increasing costs, the City Profile newsletter will no longer be printed and delivered. The April 2024 issue was the last printed edition of the newsletter. But the newsletter isn't going anywhere. The City Profile will continue to be published, and the new monthly editions will be available on the City of Alamogordo website and City of Alamogordo Facebook page. Some former lab chimpanzees may not be leaving New Mexico after all. It was nearly 10 years ago when the National Institutes of Health stopped laboratory testing on chimpanzees. While many former lab chimps are living out their final days in a special sanctuary, at least 24 are still stuck in cages on Holloman Air Force Base. Animal advocates sued the NIH to relocate the chimps a few years ago, and a federal judge agreed that they belong in a sanctuary. However, the federal agency confirmed that there are no plans to move those chimps, and the advocates are now worried that they could die in the same place they were tested on for years.
They are so deserving of freedom and sanctuary. They have paid their debt to society and to our country when you really think about it.
Gene Grant, the Chief Program and Policy Officer with Animal Protection New Mexico, speaking with KOB. And he says that the 26 remaining chimps at the Alamogordo Primate Facility suffered years of rigorous testing.
It resulted in a lot of injury and unfortunately death as well. I mean, there was really no rules of the road about what kind of research could be done on chimps.
Congress passed the Chimp Act in 2000, requiring all former lab chimps to be transferred to a special sanctuary in Louisiana. But when testing stopped in 2015, the New Mexico chimps remained in their cages.
Because in NIH's view, they suffered from chronic health conditions and shouldn't be transferred to sanctuary.
That was Margie Robinson, staff attorney with the Humane Society of the United States. A federal judge agreed that the agency does not get to decide if the chimps are healthy enough to relocate. Yet, the chimps are still in their cages 16 months later. An NIH spokesperson says the court did not direct the agency to relocate the chimps, They added that the Chimp Act includes exceptions for animals that are near death, and according to the agency's evaluation, all of the remaining chimps at Holloman are near death. It costs taxpayers twice as much per day to keep the chimps in Alamogordo instead of the sanctuary. If they were moved, the cost savings would be about $800,000 per year. That's according to Animal Protection New Mexico. Even with a court ruling on their side, advocates are worried that time is running out to give these chimps a few good final years. News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Local sports, local events, and local happenings, and more. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Hi, want to get great deals on items you need and help local animals? It's Animal Village NM's annual yard sale, May 4th in Ruidoso, and here's what we're selling. A 4-name MIG welder, 8 storm doors, 12 event and sunshade canopies, antique and vintage furniture, single-door garage doors, every kind of pet supplies, including ramps, pet stairs, and baby gates, and everything else, industrial-sized portable fans, great for shop or any large space, dozens of colorful heavy-duty outdoor chairs, dozens of hand-painted pet rocks for every occasion, and lots of plants like succulents and cacti already in grow bags, and child gift bags and wag bags for the first 25 purchasers. 7:30 to 3:30, and all the details are Animal Village social media and on animalvillagenm.org. See you there. Maybe you'll volunteer. animalvillagenm.org.
6 months since I've been able to hug and kiss my son and hear his sweet voice and his sweet giggle. See him play.
On November 11th, 2023, Deputy Paul Garcia and Deputy Clinton Garner responded to a call of burglary in Deming. On the way to the burglary, dash cam footage shows the deputies eventually reaching around 130 miles per hour while on the highway. Moments later, police say the patrol car crashed into another vehicle while driving south on the northbound lane. As officers responded, they found Isabella Hernandez and her 14-month-old baby Wyatt in the car. The baby was transported to a hospital and pronounced dead.
The worst feeling in the world when you hug your child for the last time and they're ice cold.
William Franzoy, the baby's father, speaking with KOAT.
My first and only son was taken from our family because of a reckless and dangerous driver. Only 2 months after his first birthday. He didn't even make it to his second Christmas.
Hernandez suffered multiple injuries, including fractures to her collarbone, pelvis, rib cage, and both wrists. However, she said her most painful moment was her baby dying at the hospital. Both parents are looking for Garcia to be held accountable. The Luna County Sheriff's Office policy states, officers who are responding to a call with lights and sirens cannot exceed 20 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. During this incident, the police report states that the patrol car was going 99 miles per hour when the crash occurred on the highway with a speed limit of 55. It's easy to call this the deputy's fault. Call it an accident, happenstance. No matter how it eventually gets classified, the end result is the same, and these parents lost their precious baby. While the deputy was en route to a burglary, was it in progress? Was it aggravated? This doesn't say. What I will say is hug your family, or at least send them a text saying how much you love them, because you honestly never know when the last time may be. And while most of us cannot fathom the pain this family feels, and the deputy, I encourage you to think about them all. Incidentally, Deputy Garcia has been summoned to court and charged with homicide by vehicle and great bodily injury by a vehicle. His court date is May 16th. 2 suspected street racers were arrested on Sunday night on Main Street in Roswell. Chaves County Sheriff deputies pulled over 20-year-old Emily Munoz Corral along with a 16-year-old male just before 10 p.m. Munoz Corral was arrested and taken to the Chaves County Detention Center. The 16-year-old was arrested and then released to his parents. Last week, the Atrisco Heritage High School prom had, well, shall we say, alternative entertainment? Is that fair? By now, I'm sure you've heard about it. And angry parents are wondering what the school officials were thinking when they invited a provocative dancer to perform at the prom. The performer, who was in drag, expressed anger and concern for his safety since the video began circulating. Parents spoke with KRQE.
Something like this is not appropriate for a high school event. Something like this should be for adults.
What did they think they were going to get out of it? That's so inappropriate.
Albuquerque Public Schools has since put 4 school administrators on leave pending an investigation. They have also named an interim principal, but would not comment whether the principal was one of the 4 suspended. However, we can all put 2 and 2 together, right? The performer, Dylan Payan, has since received death threats.
The fact that I'm being so belittled and harassed and targeted that my life for the last 36 hours has quite literally been destroyed, and I don't know where this end is going to be right now. It's hard. And I'm scared.
Payan speaking with KOAT.
That it's okay to have your opinion, it's okay to express your opinion, but there's a right and a wrong way to do that.
Threats were made via email on Saturday, April 27th. All involved were notified of the threat. The Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, the Albuquerque Police Department, and the FBI are currently investigating. Now, while I agree that a provocative performance of any kind has no place in a school event, and that those who permitted it to occur deserve to be fired, and it sounds like that's well underway, but there is no call for violence. Emails sent included mentions of bombs. 100% unacceptable on all parts. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announced yesterday that she appointed Melanie Kinderdine as the state's energy secretary. Kinderdine will oversee the New Mexico Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department. Currently, she serves as the co-founder, principal, and executive vice president of the Energy Futures Initiative, which is a Washington, D.C.-based nonprofit dedicated to harnessing the power of technology and policy innovation in order to boost clean energy. Kinderdine graduated from Manzano High School and UNM. Sports and weather are next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 36 games for New Mexico softball today, including Ruidoso at Santa Fe Indian, Capitan at Mescalero, Mesilla Valley Christian comes to Tularosa, wow. Go Lady Cats, and Gadsden comes to number 1 ranked Alamogordo. Go Lady Tigers. And there are 37 games for Mexico baseball today, including Mescalero at Capitan. Lordsburg comes to Tularosa. Wow. Go Wildcats. Alamogordo heads to Gadsden. Go Tigers. Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow, winds gusting as high as 28 miles per hour. Your high today in the basin, 84, low tonight 57, high tomorrow 86 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today with winds gusting as high as 24 miles per hour. Clear tonight, winds gusting as high as 21. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting as high as 36. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 62, low tonight of 43. High tomorrow, 64 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.